1 year ago, I ordered this. Secret Lair, heads I win, tails you lose, and it took them 1 year for them to actually deliver it. Well, it was a few days shy of a year. Here are my receipts. You can see that it arrived on November 30th, which, yes, technically is not a full year. Oh no, hashtag clickbait title, but come on, that's a year. It took a year for this to arrive. I understand that there were shipping and production issues involved. We have just gotten out of, or are still in the middle of, depending on who you ask, a global pandemic, chaos, canals were jammed. Was that the canal jammed with this? Anyway, I get it. There were delays, but 1 year, that was significant. The apology was 2 Kamigawa collector boosters. So that's the apology for 1 year. What I will be doing today is, in addition to opening those booster packs up, I'm going to open up Secret Lair, heads I win, tails you lose, and see what it looks like. I actually was really excited for this. It was a product that got me into the idea of what Secret Lairs could be, largely because this was based off of Gavin Verhey's own coin flip commander deck. So I want to talk about all of that. Is this a good product? Is it okay that it took this long to arrive? What do I really think? Like, this is unscripted. Here we go. People seem to like these. An unscripted opening and chat video just about the truth, my truth, not the truth, my truth about Secret Lairs. And so why don't you pull up a seat, get a cup of coffee, put on some lo-fi hip-hop and beats to sleeve cards to, and we're gonna sleeve up this deck because I'm gonna play with it. So I have the choices here of Dragon Shield. I love the matte duels. I've got Peach and Furry. I'm not a furry, so, oh wait, it's Fury. All right, I have my Fury. My absolute fury. I English major. My absolute fury at what happened with this Secret Lair. I'm not really furious about it, to be honest with you. That's another thing too. I think it's a joke that it took so long and was so delayed, but I'm not really furious. I think I'm kind of numb to it at this point. At least it came. Oh, these are lovely. It's kind of a red thing, and then I'm gonna double sleeve. Let's take this out. We'll arrange this in the optimal way. You ever want a video where I'm just sleeving cards? Here it is. All right, so I have seen that a lot of people, I need a knife or something. I don't have a knife. Where's my professor knife? Yeah, this'll work. I have seen a lot of videos where people, there we go, have said that there was some damage or other issues with their cards. Obviously, whether my cards are damaged or not. Oh, thank you for being a part of Secret Lair. You know, it would be better than just a blank card, like something. Like, well, I guess they gave us the collector boosters. I don't know. I mean, like, what do you do? They didn't want it to be delayed. It's just incompetence. Don't attribute to malice what you can attribute to just general incompetence. All right, so we've got this little deck box here. It's lovely. It's not gonna hold them sleeved though, so this box is useless to us. Here's the coin. I know a lot of people showed that their coin was broken. Mine is not. That doesn't mean that they weren't arriving broken. The fact that yours did. It's plasticky. I thought it was going to be metal. I don't know. It's plasticky. I would say that the real issue isn't whether or not it's kind of cool. You know, it would be nice if it was an actual coin. Like, do you remember when Game Nights did that fundraiser to help them get a new camera or something early on, and they offered these little coins? I think Vlogbrothers did it too. It's a cool thing. I should do that next time I need a new camera. But they made this little thank you. They're like, hey, you're kind of like funding the show, and they gave this cool coin, and it was metal. It's weird that they couldn't do a cool metal coin. The real test isn't whether or not you received a broken one. The real test is whether or not, if you received a broken one, they will take care of you. And that's what people need to focus on. People are making Reddit threads that say, I got a broken coin. And yeah, that's important information to know. But the real question is not did you get a broken coin, but did they make right on the broken coin? Because if they did not make right on the broken coin, that is information that we need. So this feels thicker. I don't think this is the card. I think this is one of those proxy cards. This is extra thick, so we've got a Zinder Split and Eye of Wisdom and Zinder Split, Eye of Wisdom. All right, that was the thing. It's double-sided, but who cares, because it's the same card on each side. That's kind of cool. There's no text. My feeling has always been that I like actual Magic cards more than these proxies, but this is kind of cool. Thick, it's just cardboard. You know, same thing here. Like, this is neat. It's where I feel they could have risen to maybe doing something a little more. Remember, they used to give actual plastic life keepers? Imagine this material and it being a kind of life counter or something. I don't know, you know, this, you can always do more. So here's the actual cards, right? So the way this worked looks a little, it's not as shiny as I might like. Oof, that end is shiny. So I guess the whole thing is it's double-sided, but it's not like a flip card. So I choose the side. So which artwork do I like? The blue or this? I kind of like the more subtle. I'll go with this. So it doesn't really matter. I thought for a second, oh, do I need like transparent sleeves? But the fact that this is double-sided is meaningless for gameplay. It's just my preference. So that's a weird sort of thing. And then we've got Eye of Chaos. Curling on this is, not that bad. So a lot of people say, oh, when both sides are foiled, does it still curl? And the answer is yes. It still curls when both sides are foil. The curling is not, it isn't like some even distribution that cancels it out. In fact, foil cards that are double-sided can curl even worse sometimes. It really has to do with the overall materials used. Propaganda is really cool. And then the other side to it is this. So that's neat. So the idea is I get to pick which side. I can honestly say that the foiling is a little dull here, a little muted. I like the artwork. I think the entire deck should have been foil, and we're doing the foils now, and I believe that it's that half the deck is foil, but then when we get down here, half the deck is not. And I think that's something that's a little bit of a dud. Why not do a full foil deck? They used to have a product called Premium Deck Series. Ask your father, ask your mother. And Premium Deck Series was 100 foil cards for $40. And that's where my Slivers Commander deck, if you've seen me play Slivers on some of the Commander shows, like Tabletop Jocks, and I think I played one on an Extra Turns. That's where that comes from, is I took the Premium Deck Series, 100 foil cards, Slivers, and I upgraded it to a Commander deck. So that's it for the special artwork, too. It's only these 5 cards or whatever, and that's another thing I found a little disappointing. I mean, I get that's a lot. The idea of making the entire deck special art, so we're not doing double-sided anymore. It's just these 5 cards. They're all weird. Look at that already. Look at that already. Oh, God. So, fine. You can't commission new artwork for 100 cards. That's crazy. Or I guess not 100 because there's basic lands, but close to it. Fine. But at least make the entire deck foil, right? Shouldn't the entire deck be foil? This is a neat way to get cards like, you know, a foil Blasphemous Act or foil, you know, Duretti here. Other cards that maybe haven't been offered in foil before. I really liked the idea of this secret lair in a big way. I especially liked that this was one of Gavin's decks. I thought that that could have opened up the possibility for, you know, you're not going to do me. You're not. They don't talk to me. They don't like me. I get it to a degree. Sometimes that hurts, but I get it. But come on, there's so many opportunities. Where's Mark Rosewater's Commander deck? Oh wait, he doesn't play Commander. Jimmy and Josh. You can take Jimmy and Josh. You can take Sheldon. You can take community members other than me, or Wizards of the Coast people. Get, you know, Carmen Handy's Commander deck. Other cool things like that. You downgrade it a little bit like they did here. Gavin has posted his list, and obviously he has much better cards in his final list, but in all honesty, this was very close. You can go back and watch my original video, and I complained about how they downgraded, you know, the land base and whatnot. But for the most part, this really is, you know, it's Gavin's deck. It's in foil. It's $1 a card. I wish the whole thing had been foil instead of half. You know, $100 is a lot for a Commander deck, but that's where we're headed. The idea behind this is sound. I think this could have been expanded to even other formats. Imagine taking the top 4 decks of the Pro Tour and offering special foiled out versions of them. Cool artwork, signatures in gold, and then, you know, like, you get that, and even if it arrives late, hopefully not a year late, you can make a little battle box out of it. I always liked doing that with the old collector editions, stuff like that. Secret Lair, all in all, is a great example of what could be, and still is to a lesser extent, a really good idea that Wizards executed sloppily. They just went over the top with it. Imagine if they had had a little bit of self-restraint, dignity. They could have used it as a way to really bring something to the community, but instead, it's so profitable that they went so all in on it that it's just like everything at once, and it loses some of that dignity. It loses some of that prestige, I'm gonna say, when you just do 15 Secret Lairs a month in every different wild art style. It kind of feels like, who cares anymore? That's my result. So I wish that they had leaned a little bit more into Secret Lairs are going to be rare. We're going to control the artwork and not do every possible. We're not doing chibis and movie posters and Dan Frazier and all this stuff, but rather, what is it? What is the special thing we're going to offer? Define it. Establish it. Work within parameters. What do you do then when you want to offer something cool like this Commander deck, which is indeed cool? What do you do when you have a problem? And it's going to be late. Well, the first thing you do is this, the apology, which I'll get to. Should they have done more? I think so. I think they should have given everybody this, to be honest with you. Everybody that ordered this should have maybe gotten this, a token good for 1 Secret Lair. Now, this is $100, and most Secret Lairs are $29.99, and most Secret Lairs do not cost Wizards of the Coast $29.99 to make. They probably cost Wizards of the Coast $1 or $2 to make. It's probably incredibly affordable. Oh, don't skewer me now because I said probably. Oh, what's he doing talking about that? Oh, I'm gonna get angry letters. No, I'm not anymore because they're done talking to me. But it costs them very little to make a Secret Lair. Give everybody a token that you can redeem for 1 free Secret Lair as an apology for taking a year. Are you going to lose money doing that? You're going to lose potential money. You're not refunding anybody. You're just saying we're giving you a credit for a thing that costs us, whatever, $5, $10. You didn't lose sales. You made them. I think this was probably a great selling Secret Lair. The value was certainly there, if you watch my video. I don't know. People say if I actually worked for Wizards of the Coast, I'd be fired day one with crazy ideas like that, and that's true. That's why I don't work for Wizards of the Coast. I work for you, and I'm glad to. But I hope your secret lair arrived in as good condition as mine. This looks really well, and I hope that if it didn't arrive in good condition, there's nothing, no issue along the edges. The foiling's really dull, though. I'll say that. This is that dull foiling. Like, I can't even... This is a foil card, and it's got that kind of burnished look to it. Or is the term, like, boss? Brushed? Not a fan. I like the more sparkle, like what they did with the Warhammer decks. Why can't we have a clear and consistent foiling concept? Never mind the fact that they curl, but why not just establish this is the best looking foils we can make, and that's what we make? Why have 6 different varieties of foils? Why have it so that foils from Strixhaven look different and better than foils from Dominaria United? Why not just say, this is the best we can do, and we do that? How's that for a policy? I feel that's another issue. Wizards makes a great game, but that doesn't mean they make it out of the best materials anymore. What's it matter if we buy it? That's a question a lot of people ask. Why would they if we buy it? Well, I don't know the answer to that. But it is frustrating. I will say, these foils are not particularly bent. Now, one rumor I heard, here we go with rumors again. I hate that I got yelled at over just speculating once. Now it affects me forever because I'm such a sensitive little baby. Because I don't like getting yelled at. I'm very sensitive. One person is mean to me and it hurts. My trauma. But there was a rumor or a speculation going around that one of the issues here was that doing this deck in all foil and double-sided and some non-foil, it's not all foil, right? Like, these cards are not, right? These cards are not foil. So there was some belief that doing it like that is what made the production process really delay, that it wasn't a jammed canal or a pandemic, but rather what it was simply they thought it would be easy to print out a commander deck that had double-faced cards, foil cards, and non-foil cards, or at least they thought they could do it, and then the company was like, hey, this is really hard, and they had issues, and they maybe had to go to a different company, who knows, and that might be part of it. Another issue with this is how big is this deck going to be? Remember, foils are typically thicker than non-foils because they have an extra layer in them. That's why when you do an entire blinged out commander deck and you double sleeve it in Dragon Shields, it doesn't fit in your wonderful Ultimate Guard Boulder because all the foiling has made it thicker. The reason the Warhammer commander decks curled like potato chips more so than normal was likely that they realized when they printed 100 foil cards it was way too big, and they tried to make the cardstock thinner, and that made it more susceptible to foiling. Uh-oh, are we into basic lands now? Oh no. Now here's another thing that ticks me off. Look at this. They're gonna give us basic land foils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 foil basic lands, and now we're into the non-foils. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These could have been foils instead. This costs the same as this. Why not give us Foil Academy Ruins, foil all of this? Ah. And the Warhammer decks were all foil, so why not make this all foil? Why do all this mix and match, pick and snitch stuff? I don't know. It's very weird. Is this deck going to fit in my deck box? That's going to be something we look at the end. So, at the end of the day, secret lairs are not necessarily hurting anyone. Are they business that could have been in local game stores? Not necessarily. In fact, many local game stores buy secret lairs just like you or I to save and resell later. In fact, that's what is happening to a lot of local game stores as Wizards of the Coast continues to kind of ignore them and offer deals on Amazon for less than they charge local game stores for their product. And a local game store is just turning into a place that is no different than you or I. Simply they are choosing to make buying and reselling stuff their primary model. I hear a lot of local game stores are shifting away from Magic because Wizards is just, not giving them a very good deal anymore. These Amazon clearance sales, cheaper than they charge, all this unwanted product. It's really a shame. It feels like when business is good, you can make efforts to share that wealth with the people that helped you get that wealth. That's how I see it. As my channel grows and people support me more, I pay people more. What I was paying people to write scripts 2-3 years ago is not what I pay people now. What I was paying people to help with editing is not what I pay people now. I could probably still get away with it, but as the channel made more money, my response was to put that more money into the channel. I bought new cameras. I didn't need to. I could have kept using the same crappy cameras. They weren't crappy, the same okay cameras as I had been using. But more money came in, and I thought, well, let's get some new cameras. Let's pay my writers more. Let's pay my editors more, things like that. It's always been my philosophy. Maybe that's why I will never be a filthy rich YouTuber. But that's also why I am proud of what I do. Is Wizards of the Coast proud of Magic the Gathering? Or are they proud of themselves? Does that question make sense? I oftentimes feel Wizards of the Coast is embarrassed by or almost not proud of Magic so much as what they can get from it. You see this in the story, which is less and less relevant and present. You see this in the fact that almost all... Have you noticed that, like, flavor text is all just becoming jokes? That cards are just all becoming, more and more they're leaning into, even in main sets. This, oh, it's a kitty cat, it's a dog, it's all this memes and jokes. I'm not against that. There was always fun stuff, but it was sprinkled into a series and a set that took itself seriously. I don't think Magic takes itself seriously anymore. I feel like it's a lot more like Flux. Did you ever play Flux? I hate Flux. No offense. If you like it, I'm sorry. I hated Flux. And Flux was just gibberish. You turn over a card, and what happens, happens. And everything's a joke, and everything's goofy, and there's no larger narrative. I feel like Magic's turning into that in a lot of ways. It's really too bad. But I still love it, and I still love playing it. Somebody asked me a question, actually. They said, like, you seem like you don't like Magic anymore, and it's not that. In fact, it's the opposite. I love Magic. I love playing this game. It's what I do in my free time. I just don't love that it is going in a direction that I feel is not good for it or for the game. And I'm so passionate about it that it sucks to see. It hurts to see. I think it's okay to be critical of the things that you love. And I also think it's okay to say secret layers are both good and bad. I think nuance is there. Like, it sucks that this took a year to arrive, but this is a cool deck. There was incredible value in it. It's innovative. It's utilizing personalities, in this case, people at Wizards of the Coast, in wonderful ways. There's a lot of good here, and it's okay to acknowledge that good. These sleeves are so good, by the way, speaking of good. It's okay to both say, hey, maybe Wizards could have done a better job on the foiling. Hey, maybe Wizards encountered problems, but at least they replace our cards. Do they replace the cards? That's the big question. Boy, if only this had been foil. Imagine. A lot more secret layers just got dropped. Some of them look amazing. The last secret layer drop, or actually the one before the last secret layer drop, I bought all of it. Haven't opened it yet. Isn't that interesting as well? Just haven't had a chance. Magic ends up in the binder sometimes more than in the deck. I'm trying to change that in my own collection. I want to make it so that I own cards not to collect so much as I own cards to play with. That's why the first thing I'm doing with this is sleeving it up. The very first thing I'm doing here is sleeving this up. Because I want it in my arsenal to pull out and play. I don't want to say, oh, it's sitting in a box in a closet. And I've been actually liquidating a lot of my older collection. Don't worry, I never had anything valuable. I'm talking like, when I say older collection, I mean like original Theros. And I'm just taking out the cards that I play with. And I'm keeping a few folders of sentimental value, but I want Magic to be a game I play, not a game I keep on the shelf. And so that's been a big thing with me lately. Big thing, shifting towards, do I play it? That brings me a lot of joy. It is okay to approach Magic as a game that you are in control of, that you define the parameters of. Is that similar to the terrible saying, you know, just maybe this isn't for you? I think it's different. I think it's about letting you be in control of what Magic means to you, and Wizards of the Coast working for you, which they do. I love that people have started doing Legacy and Modern, free of Commander precons, because they don't like playing Legacy with supplemental product cards dominating. Same thing with Modern. God, I hate Modern Horizons and what it did to Modern. So do I quit Magic? Modern was my favorite format. Do I quit? Nope. Maybe I just try and get my friends to play Modern without Modern Horizons. Maybe I try and organize a Modern Heritage Night at my local game store, in the same way I organized Pauper Nights at my local game store. And Pauper went from a thing only played on Magic Online largely to a thing that was played more. We even got side events at GPs back when we had GPs. It's a fight sometimes, but you can play and enjoy your hobbies how you want to play and enjoy them, and Magic at the end of the day is just that, a hobby. So while there is a sadness to the min-maxing of Wizards of the Coast, there is still that joy of Magic, and still that ability to play it. And while I am upset that it took 1 year for this deck to arrive, I am happy to have it, because it's a great value, and I've got a feeling it's going to be great fun to play. Final analysis on it, though, is they should have done the whole deck foil. Should have been 100 foil cards. Those double-sided ones, weird. It's an interesting idea. Choose the art that you want. At the end of the day, what are you doing? I don't know. I would trade. That's what I'd say. I would trade those 5 double-faced cards for 50 foil ones. I'd rather just have 100 foil cards. Now, the Warhammer decks were 100 cards with, I believe, yes, all new art, because it was all in Warhammer. Even the basic lands weren't Magic lands. And that was less than $100. So if they can do the Warhammer decks, all foil and good foiling, with new artwork for less than $100, why couldn't this have been new artwork? All for $100, which isn't bad. 100 cards for $100. I should sure go for 100 cards right now. It's more bad when half of them are non-foil and they're like Ponder, so I paid $1 for this Ponder. That's how I think of it. This Ponder was $1. This Preordain was $1. Now, that foil double-faced alternate art Propaganda was also $1. Or you could say it was $10 and these were free. You can play all kinds of mind games with yourself. Do people think this is gonna fit in my deck box? Also, there's so much air. You can't see it because it's off camera, but all the sleeved cards are all fallen over because it's like will not stand. You will not stand. There's some really good cards in here. It's a really good deck. It's Gavin's deck, or it's based heavily on it. I would love to see, you know, like Secret Lair, Josh Lee Kwai, and Jimmy Wong. Would be fun. You could do his Shadowborn Apostle deck that I freaking both love and hate. Each Shadowborn Apostle has a different artwork. That'd be cool. Almost at the end. It's a little weird, too, the way we have different old borders, new art, old art mixed together. I'm against a homogeny of Magic artwork and styles, but man, does it give me a headache when I look at my board state and I see all of these different old border, new border things. Whoops, I forgot to sleeve it. And it all kind of looks like this mix mash. I like that Magic had some uniformity to it. I like it looking somewhat cohesive. Now it looks like a headache. That's another thing I don't like. All right, so these are foils here. That's cool. Wait a minute. This is a mountain and it's foil. Is this part of the 100? No. What's going on? So, where's my perfect size? I'm one perfect sleeve short, 99. Dragon Shield. What are you doing? I'm not Dragon Shield. KMC. Oh, that explains it. KMC. One short. I gotta open a whole other package? Why is there only one foil mountain? Is it an extra? All right, let's find out. Hang on, before we blame KMC, here's my incredibly air-filled deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 is 40. Look at this, it's all falling over. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is 50. This is how I do it, by the way. Like an infant. All right, so we're halfway there. Is it an extra mountain or are we one sleeve short? See, like, I don't even remember if they were like, yeah, and you get this extra mountain. Why aren't all the mountains this cool artwork? Why didn't all those foil mountains and islands have that cool artwork? You could have made this so much better for the same price. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 40 on top of 50, makes 90. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We were short 1 perfect sleeve, and Dragon Shield gave us 1 extra. Let's open up a whole package for 1 sleeve. It's beautiful. Why didn't imagine all the basic mountains in here be this foil mountain, and then the islands have a version? Bizarre choices. This is what I mean. All right, will this fit in my deck box? Ha ha ha. Good luck. We need to compress the air out of here. Oh my goodness. So remember, when you sleeve up, in Dragon Shields in particular, double sleeved, your deck, and it's all foil, that makes it thick. Oh my God, so thick. Oof, that's big. All right, there's Akam. All right, I don't know if this is gonna fit. Gamegenic. Look at that. Boom, got it in there. There's even, once we compress that air out, room. Now, we also have this stuff. Duretti token. It turns into treasure. Don't like it. Gonna be honest with you. Don't like it. I don't like double-sided tokens used like this. Double-sided tokens were cool when it was a rare thing, but here, I don't know. Doesn't do it for me. Also, why aren't they foil? Why don't they have cool artwork? Stuff like that. I feel they took something really cool, which was double-sided tokens, and they've printed them so much and in such a degree that it's just kind of like, eh. So what I like to do is I've got these Dragon Shield Peachies. It should really be blue Dragon Shields. I'll re-sleeve after this. Well, it's double-sided though. I don't know, I'll think about it. But there's definitely room in my Gamegenic for my tokens. I could sleeve them up, they would fit. There's still room. Look at that. Woo! Good old Gamegenic. There we go. If you'd like to see my review on the Gamegenic Extra Thick deck boxes, check that video out. There's a wide variety for all your thick deck box needs. What are we getting in here? Kamigawa. Why aren't collector boosters 100% foil? Just make it all foil. For God's sake. God, this set was so cool, though. Oh, those full art lands. These are more shiny foil than these. Look, it's not just my camera and lighting. Here's Ral, he's foil. Here, just to take it out. I want to really show you. Well, whatever. You win some, you lose some. Oh, that's the name of the deck. Or at least it should be. Looking forward to playing this. I've got a Commander game tomorrow night. I'm going to take it to it. I'm going to play it unaltered. Snakes. This set was amazing. Oh, look, 2 fangs. Fangs for nothing. Oh, Ishin 2 Heavens is 1. If you haven't seen my deck tech on Ishin 2 Heavens is 1, you should check it out. I want to build this again. This set was so good. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And then the last, and certainly least, collector booster. Let's find out. I'll be doing an Is It Worth It to Buy for the 50 new secret layers they announced yesterday. Please stay tuned for that. As always, my Is It Worth It to Buys are about financial value. If you love something and it brings you joy, and you're doing so in a safe way for your finances, have at it. It's the holidays. Treat yourself. Just make sure you're treating yourself to something you like. I wish collector boosters, I did a video about how I'd fix collector boosters, and one of it would be a kind of uniformity. All foils, make it all the showcase artwork. You know, make it worth that $25. What do you think of Heads I Win, Tails You Lose? What would you do if you were a company like Wizards of the Coast that decided they wanted to sell you this product, and then you encountered problems in the production that delayed it 1 year? What do you do? It's a very good question for a business class, so let me know. What's the best thing? 2 collector boosters to everybody a good one? What about my idea of 1 token to be redeemed for 1 free secret lair? Foil or non-foil? In the $29.99 or $39.99 range. You can't get anything other than that. It's 1 token, redeem it. There you go. We're gonna send you a free secret lair. Is that more expensive or less expensive than this? I don't know. What would you do? How about anybody think it's okay? Anybody watching this think, yeah, you know what? It happened, it sucks. They didn't want it to happen, obviously. Cut them some slack. I wanna hear the Wizards cut them some slack people in the comments as well. Cut them some slack. It's really cool. And I hope very much that I get a chance to shuffle up and play with you soon. No relation.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
Welcome to Shuffle Up and Play. Today it's Commander with decks we love.
And I brought my mom's deck.
That we think are fair.
Jipeju?
Oh, I'm already sick of it.
Let's see how you feel when you go up against it. Everybody please pass your deck to the right.
What?
No!
Wait,
but
what?
I like this one!
Yeah.
Gipurge. I would say that about half of these cards are in English, by the way.
You see, Voxy, you make a target of yourself.
What did I do?
You cast Luminarch Ascension and you started ascending.
1/1 soldier creature token.
I sacrifice a 0/1 to kill it.
Have you been playing with 1 more mana recently? The petty is off the charts and I love it.
Oh, hello. It's been 1 year since you looked at me. No, I'm sorry. It's been 1 year since I ordered Secret Lair Let me do that over.